company is Black Series Edition LLC. We're going to start working on the new dedicated Cinemax Black. I put that correctly in. I wonder if I put that correctly in my my title. I gotta find I put it in backwards. But anyway, this is the new label we have right here. This is on our copyrighted label under a company, Black Series Edition. We are going to be showing off the product on Monday. I have to do I'm gonna show a glimpse of it on Sunday, but we're not painting anything down. Finished product will be shown off on Sunday, just for a minute. And then on Monday, we'll be doing a paint down application on site. So it'll be on a business site. This is what we're gonna apply at the business. We will start testing on, I think probably the 8th. We'll test on the 8th. We have another customer, which is a partner. He does have a contract under a company. He is going to be the first one to have it. He will have it downstairs in his dedicated room set up for that. Now, everything I've written at the bottom are the specifications. We know what we're doing at the end of the day. Like I said, we've done tons of testing on products. We know that the product will pass all tests with no problem, especially ultra short throw. That's an easy test to pass. It's not hard to do. That should be no problem at all. To do ultra short throw, it's an easy test. Other than that, those are the prices that we have at the bottom for it. It's going to be available in 24, 32, and 1 gallons. We do 1 gallons for people who paint an entire wall. I literally have customers who paint entire walls. And then that way they can switch out to what projector they want to use because, again, it's a black technology. So we'll have some pictures from the customers in here. We'll have some pictures from the on-site, and we'll have pictures in here because I'm painting my wall on this side where the Eclipse slate used to be. I'm going to paint that one right there. There's a bigger wall. We're going to be using it for something else. All right, let me get a few things ready and put away. I got to be out the door to pick up a few things from the store. Other than that, this screen paint is going to be gorgeous. For those of you who have dedicated theater room setup, we've done tons of demonstrations showing you why you don't use gray screens in there, you don't use gunmetals, and you don't use white screens in dedicated theater rooms, because then you have to deal with that light reflection splash off where you have light reflecting off the ceilings, off the walls. Doesn't make a difference if you coat the entire room dark, you will see that light reflection splashing everywhere. This is why I love the fact that the person who's going to be installing it in does have a dedicated theater room he's building. So you'll get a chance to see his demonstrations also too. Do you have to have it in a dedicated theater room? No, not really, you don't. You can actually have this right up front, where you might have mine at. I don't have a dedicated theater room in here. So you can have it right up front, or you can use it for your business. It's up to you on how you want to do it. But, you know, for the people who really want that ultra dark screen, they want to pick up 100% contrast without spending tons of money for an expensive projector. There's no calibrated, no dark environments, none of that stuff. You have to worry about any of that. One coat application and you're finished. We don't add instructions because it's not hard to paint our products in. Take the roller, tape out the screen, which I'm going to be doing at the site when we're hitting the screen with the projector. Tape out the screen and paint it in, and I'm done. That's it. There's nothing else to it. Only instructions we have in there is less you're doing a particular surface, like if you're doing fabric, we do advise you do 2 coats of any kind of paint. Really doesn't make a difference. It's just to absorb the surface. If you're doing, we don't advise you to do, what's it called? Tart, yeah, poly tart. That stuff never works right with our products. Even we spray it doesn't work right. It'll slide right off, it'll crack or peel. Orange peel, really heavy orange peel like stucco, no, do not do that at all because that's not going to work. Another thing too, we also advise you to prime first, child-proof walls. Definitely did two of those. I did one at the other place at 50 inches, and I did one here. I did actually one room with 2 massive large screens behind me, and a ceiling. No, the ceiling wasn't coated. It was the 2 walls. And in the next room, we did a smaller screen at 100 inches and then a big screen at 159 inches. Yeah, that was something else, because again, I didn't use any primer. I just basically did 3 coats in order to cover that thing, which I would advise you to do. It's too much paint. Is it weatherproof? No, it's not weatherproof. We do have a weatherproof product we are designing for that particular purpose, an advancement on the weatherproof we already have. And again, for those who ask some ultra short though, yeah, this stuff will run on just about any ultra short that you have. We will not support knockoff projectors. None of our products will, and we never will support any form of knockoff projectors. Every time these new machines come out, we get emails asking us if we support these machines. No, we will not. I already know the downfall of people who buy these machines. They're not going to give you a black screen. They're not giving you gunmetal because it won't work on it. They're going to give you a light gray screen. And what's going to happen is you're going to turn the projector on with poor specifications. You can't see too well in a fully lit environment because gray screens don't work well, especially when you have a projector with bad capabilities. You're going to have a problem with that. You're not going to see contrast. Color's not going to pick up. And then they see our demonstrations with our $60 projectors, ultra short, those put up fully lit environments and feel that we can fix the problem. We can't help you. I am not going to be developing any form of gray paints, silver paints, or gunmetals. No, we're done with that. There's no point. That was the most backwards thing I think I've ever done, was have a black technology and then have a gunmetal sitting right next to it trying to talk about the benefits of the gunmetal next to a screen that can overpower it with ease. Yeah, it's so backwards, it's not even funny. So we're not designing any more gunmetal screens ever. There's just no point, especially when the black technology does it all. Let me see. What else did we add in there? 190-degree viewing angle. We picked it up on ultra short throw, 1,000 lumen projectors. I run that right there. That's pretty easy. Helps to have all our projectors here, so that's good. And then to have it someplace other than here, it's also going to be nice. Because we have somebody else that's going to be showing it off, and we have an on-site paint down we're going to be doing in that environment, so they can see that. Now we know the name probably going to ruffle some feathers. We don't care at the end of the day, because again, you people who think they own the rights to that name, you do not own the rights to that name. Matter of fact, there's a couple people actually use that in their screen paint names too. So get over it. Move on. As I said before, our stuff will be tested as all products are tested. As I said before, you need to be to see your products being tested to make sure they're not going to match any house paints, to make sure they're going to work on 1,000 lumen, low lumen projectors. You can't tell people at the end of the day that, hey, I work on 1,000 lumens. No, we have to see it working on 1,000 lumen and multiple applications at that. I want to see how it's going to function. That's why yesterday it was very easy for me to take all those fake black paints, stick them on the wall, put a piece of silver against it, and say, hey, look, the silver is overpowering the black paint. Not supposed to be that way. The black paint should have the ability to overpower the silver. So that is something that's really important. Right there, get a look at our copyrighted label right there. That is the Black Series Edition official copyrighted label. For those of you who want to sit there and think, because we get them all the time, we get the individuals that'll pop up and go, oh, that's not copyrighted. There you go. It's copyrighted, registered by the United States government. There's my ID patent registration number right there. When I actually went in and applied for it in November, and there it is right there. Time of work, or type of work, and you will see right there, that's my label that has copyright sitting on it. So we do that, and it's sad to say we have to, because we have individuals who don't know how to, don't touch things, leave stuff alone, especially when they have copyrights attached to them. All right, let me see. And I also said, please keep in mind, do not touch the, do not use knockoff projectors, because this one's not supported at all, period. I want to go over to my editing page. Where's the editing page? Because this does not exist anymore. That one doesn't exist. We changed it out yesterday. Oh man. Put in the music into the player. That was an interesting run right there. That was something else. But I learned how to do it, so that's good. Let me see what we got going on here. Oh, this is the page that's working over here. This is the Sugar Plum Fairy page. Add in the music player. That was something else, man. That was a project on its own. I think I'm gonna put some of the soundbars at the bottom too. It's right here. I want this at the bottom too, underneath of it. Alright, I'm gonna do a little work here real quick. Let me see. We did what background for this? And we did the music. So I want the same design here. Oh, we gotta add a section. I'm gonna add a section to this. Yeah, let's get a section for this. I know this is something completely different, but while I'm in here, I was tired last night. I was so beat last night. It's got to be one of the ones up front type files. Yeah, it's got to be one of these up front. It's this one. Oh, that's perfect. And give me an image. I'll take an image on that one too. Where's the images at? Image. Here we go. I'll take an image from there. Now, do you have to have an expensive projector to run this? No, you do not. You don't have to have an overpriced, expensive projector. You spend all this tons of money. You don't have to do that at all, period. Not necessary. But we need to do what you call trying to stretch this out a little better. I gotta do an auto fill in for this. So all that's not necessary. Because usually, this is what, come on man, don't be a jerk. Usually this is what happens when, you see a lot of these products coming out, that they're attached to these really heavy, expensive machines because, again, they have to make up for what the screen paint can't see. And this is why the customer, he or she, has to end up spending all this money because it's said so that you have to. That's why you don't see any of these big companies using the older projectors because, again, the projector, the more high-tech it is, the better the picture quality is going to be. We're not required to do all that, and yet we can easily outperform their screens. I want to bring this one up a little bit more. There we go, that's perfect. Already clicked that. Now I gotta get a hold of them, Wix, so they can fix the freaking media players. I'm not the only one that had media players acting up. A few people have had media players acting up. I gotta get my registration number too. All right, I need to put that somewhere on that label. So this is completed and done. All right, we did all the saves on this one. So this page is officially done. All work on here is done. All you do is just add stuff when we get ready to it. It'll be launched in 2024 under the new element under Legendary 77. There we go. We're finished. On this page is done. Ooh, the pages take a bit. You just knock them all out and be done. I think I'm gonna knock out the Leviathan today. I'm gonna knock Leviathan out, drop music players in there. I gotta go over to Marketplace here. And we're going to here. Actually, make my job a whole lot easier. Let me just go over to copyrights and grab my stuff. I'm killing myself typing that in over and over again. Let me see. I need record search. Or ship copyright records. search. Copyright record search. Now, when we launch the Leviathan, because they're going to have special cans, these cans are going to be really interesting. Some very special can we're going to have designed. Paint containers are going to be completely different. The sugar plum fairy is going to have a whole different design to it. We are getting a bobblehead made of it. We're going to be getting merch, whether it's going to be online or offline. We're going to have it in our stores. It's going to be quite amazing when we get this all done. And what's going to build our capital, being blessed to have that storefront, or it's actually closely a building to advertise. And of course, I can just point up and say, hey, look, that's our technology right there. Pass out my business cards, that brochures, all that stuff. Yep. I'm going to be doing, since I have my license, I'm going to be doing 2 demonstrations out in the park. See, the time I sat there when these jokers were mocking me about being in my sister's laundry room, guess what I was doing when I was in there? Utilizing every area I get. When I'm in business, I utilize everything. I don't have time to sit around mocking. People who mock end up sitting in the back seat. So while you were back there mocking, I was back there getting my licenses, everything I needed, my LLC, all that stuff locked down. So when summertime comes up, I can go out and I can have the permit to go out and showcase my screens on a massive level. Oh, that's the hater, but we're gonna block him. That right there is the hater. But we're gonna block him. Goodbye. No one got time for your satanic nonsense. Let's go over here and block him. Let's see, right there. And let's go where he is right here. And we'll just go in and block him. Oops, block. Here we go. Bye-bye, dude. All right, moving on. So, as I said before, I was getting all my paperwork together. Everything that had to be done, everything that had to be taken care of. So this summer, we can actually set up our mashed up inflatable black screens and do demonstrations out there. Let me see. Yeah, that's the fellow, when a supporter comes in and carries on and acts up. Okay, call me like 6 o'clock in the morning. That's stalker material. They're all like that. Weird. But we don't entertain it, we just block it. We already showed up what kind of person he is, block him, move on. All right, let me see. Put down copyright search, isn't it? Let's see. Copyright search records. There we go, I should have put that. Let's see the record here. There we go. Put this up. I can't remember to put the whole thing in this time. Same stalker. Back in again. Different number. We know we got something put on the phone that we can tell who it is when he comes in. Yeah, it was a trace put on his number, so we know exactly who he is. That's why he hung up right away. Let's go in and let's put a block on his number 2. So this shows you at the end of the day the kind of hatred we receive because all out of jealousy. So I'm just sitting here working on my stuff, getting ready to set up our site, and this is what we receive. And this is all from one individual. But don't worry, we'll see you in court soon. Let's see, let's go to... Goodbye. But don't worry, we'll see him in court soon, because you started all this nonsense of cutting up because you were jealous. And this is a fellow, I'm going to mention his name, because he needs to be outed, Jamie Fernando Gonzalez. You will get your day in court very soon, and all that evidence right there is all being submitted to the courts. So all you're doing is making a lot of trouble for yourself. All right, let's put that copyright information in. doesn't frustrate me at the end of the day at all, period. Calling me nasty names, all that, it doesn't bother me at all. This is evidence for me in court. Like I said, when I walk into court, all that stuff is going to be presented. If your name is anywhere found in anything that was mentioned, you're done. And so are the people who actually did the nonsense. You know, your phone calls and all that stuff, hidden numbers, all can be traced back to you. It's no problem. And since this is involving copyrights, this involves the United States government, and the FBI gets involved in that, not the political police. So yeah, they said they can trace and find you, they'll find you. All right, let me see. Edition. Wait, when it does the exact same, we're in capitals. Oh shit, I forgot I got that guy's number from AT&T. I need to get that, try to contact him. Let me see, I need my wallet for that one. All right, get this done first. Get their VIN number from this, and then we'll contact them. I got an offer to do a setup over there, and I got to contact them. I haven't called them back since I got back from all this stuff. Man, that is stalker material, ain't it? I'm pretty sure you're probably in the chat room right now. You have to be. There is no way in the world you would be able to hang up at the same time when I just came in, just to mention my voice. You guys got problems at the end of the day. This is pretty sad. It doesn't make you look good. It looks extremely sad that that person is that jealous at the end of the day. Well, look, you're going to have to deal with it. Our product's going to be taken off. We're going to be out there in the open. Our product is going to be on the next level. And you guys, your haters, are going to have to deal with it. If you can't back up your products, that's your problem. That's not mine. It sounds like a lot of Gatorade people that are upset because at the end of the day, they can't do the same thing we're doing. That's not my problem. That's your problem. And that's pretty sad. So let's see what we got going on here with this joker. I'm going to turn my ringer off. And then I'll go and make a phone call and get her number changed. So let me see. Jealousy, jealousy, jealousy. Definitely jealousy. There we go. Nothing but jealousy. That's pretty sad, isn't it? Pretty sad. That's actually coming from one person. Actually, one of the numbers we recognize is Jamie's number. That is pretty sad. Wow, you guys are that threatened by us at the end of the day that that's how you carry on and act up? Really? That's pretty pitiful. Oh, my goodness. That is sad. Well, like I said, you know, go out, work hard, make a good product. But the problem is you just can't do it. We know that already. Terrified of that Cinemax. I told you that Cinemax is gonna bull his was gonna cook his pudding at the end of the day. But it wasn't designed at the end of the day to copy your product. You don't have a product at the end of the day. You really don't have one. You can't match house paint and say you have a product. But again, let's move on because that's what they want. They want to be talked about. They need that to be replenished with their Gatorade or Haterade. All right, let me see. Black Series. Let me see. Popping up. Let's see. Let's go in and grab our information that we needed because we need to put that under that VIN number. Has to be under all the labels now, so it's there. Because we can't say, "Hey, it's copyright material. Don't touch it." Unless we don't have a proper VIN number. Has to be there. Application, all that stuff has to be there. Electronic file, all that stuff has to be there before we can make those statements on those labels. All right. Look how many times that person has called me. Is that crazy or what? That tells you, yeah, he's got problems. Definitely got problems. And whatchamacallit has problems. Jamie definitely has issues. Very, very angry. Extremely upset. Like I said, Jamie, be extremely lucky that I'm not like you with this petty nonsense. After what was posted in that whole video with calling me the N-word multiple times and you're tied to that nonsense, you're lucky I haven't posted your address. So be lucky on that. Because there are some people I know at the end of the day that want to come down and have a conversation with you about that, what happened and why you're associated with those people. Be lucky. I'm not the petty, don't do petty nonsense like you at the end of the day, because if I was that person, anybody else would have posted your address by now. Your address was requested multiple times. I'm gonna let you know that right now. And I refuse to give you the address. Because I believe in doing things like taking things to court, and that's how we handle it. That's how we do business. But if I was petty like you, yeah, you would have been taken care of a long time ago. You definitely would have to move out of that building. Definitely. I try not to go down that road. I try to do things the right way. Let the courts handle it when we go to court. And I'm glad this guy calls in over again. All that stuff will be screenshotted, sent over to the attorneys to show exactly what he triggered and carried, what he caused by calling us scammers and saying that we're stealing from people, the lies that he basically tried to bring to light. He did bring to light that we were actually robbing people. Yep, all that's going to come out. Keep in mind, I've been to court before multiple times on this. I've had people sit there in court and say, hey, this has nothing to do with me. So no, if someone mentions your name in any of that nonsense, it has a lot to do with you. Especially with you writing the word scammer constantly over top of our name and stuff like that. Messages, text messages we have from this guy, everything. Anything that has the word scammer, that's what they're looking for. Man, you got yourself into a lot of trouble. When you go to civil court, there is a 100% chance that as you're sitting in court, you will get some silver cuffs. You'll be escorted out to a holding facility, I guarantee you. So you won't be going home. And if you decide not to show up, you'll just get a bench warrant on you, that's all. But you won't be walking out of that courtroom. We're gonna make sure of that. And this is for the civil lawsuit involving criminal charges and just about everything else. You won't be walking out of that courtroom. So let me see. That's a terrifying thing to be going to court. The next thing you know, got an officer behind you, putting handcuffs on you and escorting you out. Yeah. You're You don't know what that, you haven't done it, you don't know what it feels like. There's a lot of crazy stuff that went on in this email, some really disturbing stuff. And if this guy right here, calling in and carrying on and acting up, showing that you initiated this nonsense and started this nonsense, no, you're not walking out of that courtroom. We'll make sure that you're definitely not walking out of there. You were definitely going to get some time. All right, I'm going to take this right here. I'm going to put this over. Are we in that section already? Or are we in the editing section of it all? No, that's right there. That's the section right there we have right there. Let me see. Where are we at in this? All right, okay, here we are. We need this on every single one. That's a lot. Now, I already heard what this fellow had to say, and nothing intelligent comes out of his mouth. He's not even speaking proper English. He's mumbling over and stumbling over his words. After hearing him talk the first 3 times, I was like, nope, that's it. You know what I mean? We heard everything we need to hear, and we got all the information needed. We're done with him. Let me see. We'll do it. All of these have to have that special code underneath of it. So this right here is our information for our copyrights. So what it does is basically when we have that information on our page, where we at on it? Oh, it's in the policy section. So it's in the policy. It's in the policies right here. What we're gonna have the room for, because man, we're already 8,000 in. I wonder if this is gonna allow us to do it here. Or is it going to count it? No, it shouldn't count it. It shouldn't count it. It shouldn't count it. Let me see. Copyright protected. Yeah, it shouldn't count it. So we need it right there. Visual material, registration number, application title, title again, description, electronic service. Oh, that's perfect. That's actually perfect right there. All right, cool. That will work right there. Save that one. Now, if you look at our description underneath our page, that explains the product. Do you see that on anybody else's page? Explain? No, they don't. Because again, they don't test. They wouldn't know what any of that stuff meant that we have down there at all, period. They'll probably try to copy and paste and try to put the same thing up there and try to, look, we do this too. No, not going to help you. You have to have a proper product description of your product. It has to be down there. And you have to show tests of your product. Now, for those sitting there saying, well, you're launching the product. Actually, no, we're not launching it. You can't touch it until after we did untesting it. The only people with access to it is one person who has a contract with it, by us, which is our partner. He gets it. And the other one we're doing on site. They have a contract agreement with us on basically what we're going to be installing over there and what they're going to be doing for us. So those are all under contracts. Other than that, customers can't have it until it is properly tested. And we already know exactly what it's going to do. We just have to have those tests to say, hey, look, we had tested, da, 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 da. There you go. Well, we already know. All right, let me see. This policy is done. Save that one. Make sure this is 32. Where is my wallet? Over here. All right. Let me do something real quick. And jerk. That's what you did. Where are the fire sticks for that? Wants to watch his fish. I don't know which fire stick we have for which. I know I have one in my hand. Let's see. It could be anything. It could be 144. We don't even know. I didn't know I did have it in my hand. Find that correct now. Oops. Hold on, I'm going to break those. Let's see. This is the fire stick. This definitely can't be it, or it could be it. I'm not sure. Let's take this with us because we have to take care of this real quick. Ah, this is the fire stick right here. So which one is this one? All right, that's the one in here. All right, so this one. The reason why you got to go out and test your stuff, because again, anybody can make it. that fast, that quick. All my stuff has been tested. I've been developing this stuff for 8 years. That black technology, yeah, under Crystal, Digital One, Crystal, Onyx, yeah, we've been developing that stuff for like 8 years. So in the 8 years span time from here to now, I learned that all the little things I need to do in order to make sure a product can stand for many, many years is to make sure that nobody else can make it. And by proving that is to make everything you could possibly think of under the sun of every combination and throw it against your screen and have it crush it. You guys didn't do that. What you did was you basically made something thinking no one is going to figure it out and tossed it online. The fellow named Danny who makes that PSP paint, man, I made that stuff just like that quick. And I made it better with the one coat application. Same thinness, same consistency, same thing, exactly same thing. Everything I made was over the counter, no time at all. My mixture and my bind was actually better than yours. That polyester and mace and sealer for concrete. Easy, man, easy. You don't need no powder to drop in that. You drop powder in that, what's going to happen? Powder doesn't dissolve correctly sometimes. And you'll have little bits and pieces of it that will pop up. And that's how you'll get that speckle effect that pops all over the screen. I just see all constant imperfections and mistakes because, again, I have done all this stuff already. That's why I can come out and mimic y'all stuff so fast, so quick. I don't even have to see y'all stuff to be to mimic it. Or have it to mimic it, put it that way. That Cinemax, please, man. I looked at that one time and go, oh, we know what color that is already from the door. I've seen so many different versions of gray paints. It is not even funny on so many different levels, made so many different ways. You wouldn't believe it. Mind you, gentlemen, I was here before you. So I would have more knowledge, more experience than you have at the end of the day. Fixed frame screens, wooden screens. I have built so many different versions of wooden screens. It's not even funny on so many different ways. It's not even funny. You're going to talk about fixed frame screens? Been there and done that. Got tons of videos on this, that, motorized projection screens, tensions, all that stuff, man. Done it already. Done it already. I even got freaking videos of me on airplanes going back and forth to basically do demonstrations for companies in other states. Been there and done it already. So y'all not showing nothing new. All y'all doing is just giving me information. That's what you do. When you poured that paint out, the minute I saw it expand like that, I was like, oh, I've seen that before. And when you rolled it on and I see them little bubbles pop up, oh, I know exactly what that is. Except for you put water in yours. That's the reaction that comes from that because it can't mix. What you should have did was you should have used, if you're going to make a thin product at the end of the day, of course, everybody would have figured it out either way, but a thin product at the end of the day, you want to give it a skin-like kind of look to it. You should have basically went with the masonry sealer using for concrete, protecting concrete, and you should have went with poly. They would have binded a much better than basically water. Gee whiz, you guys don't know what you're doing. At the end of the day, nothing. Anytime you put water in anything, the first thing it's going to do is going to put up that bubble effect. It's not going to blend well. You're not baking a cake at the end of the day. You're mixing chemicals. That is not going to work. That does not work at all. You ain't the first one to try to put water in paint to see what would happen. A lot of people did that nonsense. That's how I know what it looks like, because I've seen it in form sites dozens of times. You have so many people making the exact same paint over and over and over again. You got to figure out things to do things different that nobody else is doing. And I've seen people put sugar in paint. All kinds of stuff. Now, if you put flour and starch in there, you're going to have a very, very thick paste at the end of the day because, again, people put that in as a paint thickener. That's nothing new. Everything y'all showing is nothing new. To say that your product, the other one to say your product is different from everybody else's, no, it is not. Literally, there are multiple people who show you how to make gray screen paint products. Nothing different about it at all, period. You have to show that. You have to prove that. And by proving that is to make that entire list live on camera and show that your product doesn't match any of those. If you have confidence in your product, if you don't have any confidence in your product, how do you expect your customers to? Can't get mad at me at the end of the day because people can make your stuff. Anybody can make your stuff at the end of the day. Have to have that in there. Very important. Now, why is it so shiny? It's got to be some oil or something in there, because you can see mine wasn't shiny like that. So I don't know what's going on with that. Honestly, can't tell you the truth, but there's got to be some oil. I've seen that look before. I've seen that look when we made the free black product in 2019. We made a free black product he put out, and it did require body gel, and it did have an oily look to it. That's the only thing that would trigger that off. And not being able to work with ultra short throws, yeah, because of that shiny look, that's why. No testing. How do we have a product that short of a time and there's no testing any of it? How do you know it's going to work? How do you know it's not going to have any complications? How are you going to troubleshoot any problems that pop up? How many different versions of projectors did you work on it with? A lot of stuff is missing. Not all projectors react the same way. Some of them act completely different. And then on top of that, didn't even cover himself for for fake projectors. What if fake projectors don't work on your products? You definitely got a big problem on your hands then, because you're not even covered. You have no statements there stating that, hey, look, we don't work on these, which one? But you can't just say that. You have to tell why it doesn't work on it, because they need to know why. I told you the first problem he was going to pop up is that 2 gain range policy. That is going to be a nightmare. That's just talk and talk. That's virtually not possible. We saw one application how the screen was painted. All right, so what gain was that? Out of the gain range, which one was that application? What was the application for? All right, so it's for that gain. All right, can you show us another completely different paint-on application that will get that particular gain? And can you show proof of these 2 gains actually appearing? You're gonna need a gain gun to do that. Not just me, no company in their right mind is going to touch it, because they have to know this. They can't advertise something that's fake. That's what you have to understand. Everything you put on the specification sheet, when a company reads through that, if they're advertising this product for you, if they're marketing this product for you, everything has to be legit on the sheet, because that's what they're advertising. If that stuff is fake and it doesn't work, you have any idea the backlash that company's going to get hit with at the end of the day? This could very well destroy their credibility, and they're not going to do that for you. So you have to be the backup. Everything that you just said on that sheet. Because if you don't, then they're not going to touch you. And right there, that's virtually impossible. That's not going to happen. $2,000 lumens, 22,000. That's not high. That's not high at all. 1,000 lumens. Majority of some of the projectors I've seen out there like 1,000 lumen projectors. 22 isn't anything. It's nothing. Gray paint, regular gray paint can pick up at 1,000 lumens. That's not a high lumen count. 35, that's somebody mentioned 35 multiple times. 35 is not high lumens. That's low. That's considered to be low. That's, matter of fact, not even low, it's average. Actually, no, if you're talking about venue-wise, it is low. 3,500 lumen venue projector, that's pretty old. That's pretty old. I didn't hear him say anything about 7,000, 8,000, 10,000, 20,000. Yeah, those are high lumens. Right now in our video demonstration with the church, that's a 7,000 lumen projector that's fired off. Yeah, you gotta have your specification sheets gotta be on point. And the only way you're gonna be able to do that is going to show testing. So you will see when the Cinemax or the black Cinemax. When it shows up as test demonstrations, we'll put challenges next to every single one of them, and I guarantee you none of you guys will get it done at all, period. One of the demonstrations is 1,000 lumens. If you pick up at 22, that screen can beat you because it can pick up at 1,000 and you can't. How does your product perform on site? We're going to be an on-site showing up that technology. Can you do that? Nope, not in that environment. You won't be able to do it. Yeah, there we go. And then y'all want to talk about the other products, you know, the 3D mapping applications in that technology. Where's your, oh, you don't have 3D mapping application capabilities. Oh, I thought about that because you don't have the equipment to do it. Good luck on finding the one I got because they're virtually impossible to find. And the other ones are extremely crazy expensive. On top of that, you would have to know exactly what you were doing when it comes to 3D mapping applications and how to work with the software, which neither one of you know how to do. This is why you choose and pick certain screen paints to bully, and you don't choose our other ones because you don't know anything about the technology. 3D mapping, y'all don't talk about that. You'll never even bring it up. You know why? Because you don't understand anything about 3D mapping applications. That's what my buddy was saying. Well, they're in there want to bully the other paints. How come they don't talk about that 3D mapping? Because they don't understand what it is, nor do they have the equipment to run it, even talk about it. All right, this one's done right here. This one's finished. Which one is this one? 22 gallons. That one has the mark on it right there. Okay, cool. That's done. Well, look, I don't care how jealous you jokers get in the day. We don't care. At the bottom line is our stuff is offline now. Not offline. We're going to be online, but you know what I mean? We're getting the product offline, and we're going to have other people looking at that technology. And again, the people I'm dealing with don't care about the James and Partes and the rest of the haters. They don't care about y'all and don't give a rat's behind about your opinion. At the end of the day, they don't. To see that technology fire up in a fully lit environment and do what it's designed to do is all they care about. They just see y'all as a bunch of haters. That's how they see y'all. Nothing but haters. But I noticed that y'all don't talk about I guess about all the other paints, but y'all won't touch about anything we have high tech. So that 3D mapping, y'all don't even touch that with a 10-foot pole. Why not? I mean, you fail miserably with the other products we have, but still, how come you never talk about that 3D mapping application? Maybe because you don't own 3D mapping application? You do know the Professional One Cinema has 3D mapping in it. It has the capability to pick up on 3D mapping. Y'all gotta go to some, oh y'all can't. And at the end of the day, that stuff, man, nobody will let you touch that stuff with a 10-foot pole. The people that will give you the ability, you have to rent those sections out, and they're not cheap at all. You're talking about some real powerful equipment. They're not gonna allow you in there for that. You gotta be to show your product don't work. I think it comes down to, y'all don't got no testing. That's all to it. I'm jealous of the Cinemax. Cinemax is not even, it's gonna be showing its showcase off tomorrow of what it looks like. And y'all already that scared. Judging by the phone calls we just received over and over again, they're that terrified of that Cinemax. You should be. I'm gonna give you that a heads up. You should be. Do I care about testing your stuff? No. Why would I? I can make y'all stuff. There's no point in even buying it. I can make it. The only one we're interested in basically getting down here for testing is Danny's stuff. That's it. That's the only one we're interested in. I'm gonna put him against my new product. I haven't got a name for that stuff yet either. I gotta figure a name for it. The real thin product. What am I gonna call this stuff? Let's see, Flexi Thin. I don't know. The ingredients we're giving up for free. We're not using that stuff. I wouldn't touch that stuff with a 10-foot pole. Doesn't match your white levels. It's too thin. That stuff will spray all over the wall. That thing will be a headache. And then feeding it through a paint sprayer, oh man, it would be nasty. Because again, I can't explain it to you at the end of the day. it doesn't even really have, from what I've seen in the demonstration, how it's spilled out. Yeah, you would have to, you can't really spray it. Acrylic paints would give a customer painting for the first time a little bit more control. That stuff, on the other hand, no, you're not getting any control out of that. It's gonna be messy and runny. You have drip lines coming all down your screen and everything. It's gonna be a mess. You have to know how to dust the screen, which means stand back at a distance and slightly dust the screen. That's what you have to learn to do. And that takes a bit of control and patience to do that. Most customers are not going to do that. They're going to squeeze the trigger, get right on top of the screen, and your thing's going to run and run all down your screen and leave drip marks all over your screen. Another bad idea why you can't basically introduce a product like that, because maybe a professional will pick up sprayer and he'll be good at it, but the everyday customer, no, he's going to sit right close to the screen, he's going to squeeze down hard on the trigger, and he's going to turn around and it's going to hit the screen, cause these big pools in the middle of the screen, and it's going to drip right down the screen. That's what's going to happen, I guarantee you, bar none. Now with an acrylic, a thicker product, a little bit more control. Even if he squeezes down, if he stands back about a foot away from the screen, he can't damage it, unless he stands in one spot. If he's moving back and forth, yeah, he can do that easily. But something that thin, no. Don't make a difference where you stand at. You have to have control on that trigger. You have to be to tap it just light enough so when it sprays out, it comes out like an aerosol can, but not too much pressure. And some people feel if they're not seeing it, then you have to have a kind of like, what do you call it, like a third eye for it. Some people feel if they're not seeing any kind of reaction, they have a habit of pulling down on the trigger so they can see some kind of results. No. You have to, it's there. You just have to feel that it's there. And you know it's there. Can't see it, but you know it's there. If you pull down on that trigger, you'll get a whole different reaction. It's gonna be nasty. So there's a whole lot of stuff that goes on, and he really didn't think about that. You know, not only when you make a screen paint, you have to get in the mind of the customer on how he or she is going to react to that product, how comfortable they're going to be with it, where the worries are going to pop up, where they're afraid they're going to make mistakes. You know what I mean? You got to make it easy at the end of the day. That would be fantastic if IKEA thought the same way. That'd be amazing, but apparently they don't. So that's why you're in there putting furniture together, with a bottle of Jack Daniels. Let me see if we got this right. We got 32, right? We did 32. We did 2 gallons. We get the 1 gallon. Too much pressure on that cannon, and that's just going to come out, hit the screen, cause this nice pull, and it's going to drip right down your screen, and that's going to tick somebody off, especially if you're doing a motorized screen. It's going to tick you off. Now, say if it drips down the screen, or you paint up. Sometimes this can happen. I've seen this happen with screens before. Say you're painting your corners, right? Some people go a little heavier on the corners because they want to make sure they get it up there nice and well. That's not going to go well, because what's going to happen is you're going to think everything's painted up nice. You're going to walk away, you're going to come back, and you're going to see where that heavy excess paint started to drip down your screen, and then you're going to have drip lines embedded into your screen. So you go in and you scrape all that off and do it again, and guess what? The imperfections from the drip line are going to push through. You know why? Because the formula is super thin. So anything you have on that surface, any imperfection is going to push through, and you're going to see it because it's that thin. It doesn't cover that well. Acrylic, if you make a mistake and you wipe your hand down the side of it and just and you go, it goes right back the way it is. And if you do get drip marks by mistake, you can still go in there and just shave that off, do a little sanding on it, and then basically, whoop, it's gone. Can't do that with a thin product, so we're going to have a problem at the end of the day. So let me see, this one's done right here. This is 1 gallon. 1 gallon. 1 gallon. Oh, 1 gallon. 1 gallon. It's 1 gallon outdoor. 2 gallons. They don't tell you none of that. Nope. Because it's laying flat. What if you can't lay it flat? Or if you got a big screen and you can't lay it flat, motorized attached to a wall that someone professionally installed in, that means you have to hire somebody to come in, take it off the rack, take it off the wall, set it down, move all the furniture out of the environment, because keep in mind, when you set it up, you moved everything out, you're going to do the same thing again, the same application again. Put it on the floor, paint it, and pick it up, and they got to install it back onto the wall. Because you can't lay that stuff flat. Painting walls with that, oh, good luck with that. That's not going to go well either. That's why when you go to buy paints, the cheap ones are like milk, like water. They don't have any form of, you have to paint the wall over and over again because you can still see the primer pushing through. They don't have a one coat application, and it's thin like milk. So when you paint with it, it sprays everywhere. It sprays on you, it sprays on your face, it sprays everywhere. The thicker paints are the ones that actually are a little bit more expensive. If you want to check out that experiment, go over and buy yourself some thin, cheap paint, put a glass of water in it, and go paint your wall somewhere and see what happens to you. Yeah. Learned that the hard way when I was painting the room in the other room. The first room, I spent $80 a gallon for that paint. All I had to do was just hit it one time. Boom, done that fast. I could literally dip the roller in and hold it on camera and it didn't even drip off the roller. Beautiful product. Went and bought this cheap paint. It was dripping off the roller. It was dripping on the floor. Every time I went to roll it across, the paint was shooting my face. And then on top of that, when it dried, the previous screen was still showing through. I had to paint that again. Freaking headache. Let me see. All right, this is what? This is in here. This is 2 gallons. 2 gallons of Black Series Edition Professional. That's already in there. 2 gallons. 2 gallons. Black Series Professional. So the next one to come in. So what I'm adding right now, I'm adding in our verification and codes and all that stuff, registration for our copyrights for each label. Because in this section under our policy, we have that our labels are protected. No use in saying it. Might as well have the information right there below. So I don't want to hear any nonsense. If somebody says, hey, we didn't know. It wasn't. Yeah, it's posted right there. It is right on the page. Literally. Gallons. Two gallons of clips. Now for the fellow who makes a darker paints, I don't know how you want to compete with me. My products are ultra short throw compatible. Yours is not. Our product requires a one coat applications. Yours does not. Our product is tested. Yours isn't. You don't know what the reaction, what's going to happen to your product, or what kind of projectors are going to work with it, what are not going to work with it. Anyone that has deep enough pockets and can spend the money for certified screens, can you sit there and say at the end of the day, my product can actually compete with that screen? Where's the demonstrations? Can you show me some proof of this? You don't have any. If you're just now doing those tests after you sold the product, not good. Not gonna go well for you. Because I wouldn't buy it from you. I wouldn't touch you with a 10-foot pole. So where's the test on it? I don't want to see tests after the product, so I don't want to see before. Can't do that because you don't have those tests done. What about outside? Do you have any tests outside on that product? No, you do not. At all, period. Is the product designed for outside? I don't think I see anything up there for that. And then they're going to ask you about that gain thing. It's definitely going to come up. I'm like, wait. This thing does 2 gains? How is that possible? Can you show me this? They don't want to see two screens side by side with you talking a whole bunch of philosophy nonsense. They want to see hardcore proof. They want to see you whip out a certified game gun, hit that screen, and show me what the numbers pop up. Show me that both of these screens are reading two different forms of numbers and exact numbers that you posted exactly to your website. That's what he has to go through. I got a company right now who we can actually, right now, if I wanted to, I actually got an invite to sell through their website. It's actually a big company too. I'm trying to figure out, we're not in that stage yet. I'm literally going to have serious machinery, equipment, all that stuff in order to sign that contract with them. So until then, it's on hold. We can't do it. But they don't play around over there. They're going to ask you questions. You got to back up every single thing you said on that receipt. I got to find that, back to the invite. But actually, it was from a company. I found out about them when I was looking for sample sheets for Black Diamond and the Dragonfly to do some side-by-side demonstrations. We're way past that statute of limitations. We're done now. You can't touch me. So I was looking for that, and I ended up thinking that was part of their company, but it wasn't. It was a guy who had this massive distributor. He sold every screen you could possibly think of. He even dealt with Mighty Brighty, all of them screens from back in the day. And I got to talking to this guy. I got a contact to give him the right information. And he said, well, when you get settled and you get ready, you give me a call and we'll push your product for you. I literally forgot about this guy. But he made it crystal clear that you have to back up everything that your product says. He says, because at the end of the day, I've seen it before. I've seen people come up and make false specifications on their products and it didn't come up to be true. So you're really going to have to show a product that actually physically works. They won't touch you. So the minute you get all the information that they need, everything's done, and you're 100% ready, because they said, look, when we launch this, you have to be able to produce this paint on demand. This is why we can't do it, because we don't have the equipment to do it. But you got to back that up. And they're going to take your product down there, and they're going to run it through everything you said in your specification sheet. Everything. And they got the equipment to do so. You're going to have to show that it works, but they won't touch you. Any company's going to do the same thing. Got to show that it works, or they won't touch you. So you can't be making stuff up. 2 gallons of clips. Even with all the test demonstrations we've done, videos we've done, everything. He saw what he saw. He was impressed by it. That's what caught his interest. But for them, sometimes it ain't enough. They have to be able to have it in their hand, and they have to be able to see it themselves. That's why I brought that screen in there and set it up. Put it in the hallway, took the Dell projector, pushed half of it off onto the white wall, because they were going to use the white walls in there first. And that Dell image, boom, pulled up off of that black surface. And that's what they looked at, like, wow, okay, this man knows what he's talking about. Let me see, it's the outdoor. Make sure we can just spray on this up here. 32 gallons is the last one we hit. With 2 gallons, it was the professional. We had a professional, like 2 gallons of professional 544, I think it was here. Let me see where we're at on this one. All right, it's right there. Okay, that one's done. So that's the 2 gallons. 2 gallons. All right. 2 gallons here. That's the outdoor. 1 gallon. Okay, that's 1 gallon. 1 gallon of what? 1 gallon of, it's the outdoor cinema. 1 gallon of outdoor cinema. 2 gallons. This truck's right here. Yeah, at the end of the day, boy, you don't get it. Ain't nobody trying to shoot down your ship at the end of the day. I'm just trying to save you the embarrassment. You know how embarrassing it's going to be on site? If you're on site with a product and it doesn't function as you claim it did, I'm going to be on site with these people walking around through this building as I'm coating this technology in. And they will pop in randomly to see what I'm doing in there, what I'm working on. So if that technology doesn't work as people claim it did, it's not going to show up there at all. Period. Not going to work. Screen's going to come up too dark. Can't see it. Not going to happen. So we'll find out on Monday, eh? Mind you, naysayers, you know it's coming, right? I'm going to put you on blast so badly it's not even funny. I got to do it. You ran your mouths too much. You got a rope that goes a mile long. That's how big a rope you guys designed to hang yourself on this one. It goes a mile long, probably farther than that. All that trash talk about, ISOs and he's changing special effects on his camera and blah, blah, blah. How the freak I'm going to pull that off in that environment to begin with? How? You'll come up with some dumb theory at the end of the day. Oh, he has mind control. Man, if I had mind control, I'd basically have you jump off a bridge right now if I had mind control. That is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. They'll come up with some dumb theory after that. I guarantee you 100%. Yeah, how's that going to work? Oh, I would love to see how what theory you come up with that one. Maybe I got one of those Men in Black pens. You know, you flash it, you say whatever you want, people believe it. Maybe I got one of those. Who knows? Let me see. This is the Eclipse slate. This is 2 gallons. Okay, this one's done. 2 gallons of Eclipse slate. 2 gallons. 2 gallons of Eclipse slate. 1 gallon of Eclipse slate. What we got here? 1 gallon. But again, as I said before, just doing that, get that done, get that process, get that finished, and rub it in your face one time. That's it. Now we're gonna go back and forth because I ain't got time. I got other things to do. Just rub in your face on that one. Let's see. And this one. 1 gallon. It's 1 gallon. Now what I'm thinking about for our first setup, when we start doing the rest of them, installing those screens in, 1 gallon of slate. What's this rate? 1 gallon of slate. It's 1 gallon. That's professional, right? That's professional. And that's 1 gallon of slate. That's professional. We're going to set up a business package deal for the mom and pops. I love the mom and pop stores. I do. I would support a mom and pop store before I would support a corporation any day. I trust the mom and pops more. Big corporations at the end of the day, and I know they hear me if they do, and it's the truth. I don't want to work with y'all. I don't. I've worked with y'all in the past, and it has not been good. And I don't care how many says, oh, I'm different. Nope, I see you all the same, all of y'all. I see you all the same. Every time you guys jump in front of me with a bunch of business suits and big grins, all I see is a bunch of wolves. That's all I see. I don't see anything else. I've never seen one business in the business, as long as I've been in the business, I've never seen one big business at the end of the day show me anything different. Every single one. So that's how I see y'all. From years of dealing with big companies and how big companies have treated people at the end of the day on trying to either take or basically manipulate or steal from them, I see all the same way. When y'all sit in front of me, I see a bunch of suits, a bunch of wolves. That's how I see y'all. So never ever in a million years would I even touch y'all. Now the mom and pops, yeah, we may get some crooked mom and pops out there here and there, but not as many as big business. Mom and pops are always grateful. I got no problem with supporting small businesses. We do happen to ever run across a large business and they're doing things legitimately by the book. Man, you'd have to really prove it to me that you're not like that. I'm not signing anything with you for about a year. I'm not giving you anything at all, jack at all, no information. I'd have to see this to believe it, because I've seen too much. Let's see, which one is this one? This is the gallon Black Series what? Black Series Professional 1 gallon. All right, that's done. Outdoor, that's the 1 gallon. The logo of that, we do that 1 gallon. That's outdoor professional. Wow! What's bugging you now? 1 gallon Eclipse. 1 gallon professional black. That's where we got 24 right here. This should be at the bottom. Hey Taco, what's up, man? Yeah, we got some sick people online. Something wrong with them. You know, I'm gonna explain something to you, so when you know when it happens to you, you can understand why it's happening to you. That cat you see walking in here on video, whether you want to believe it or not, whether you're a Christian or not, that cat was given to me by God. Take it any way you want. That's my gift from my Lord and Savior right there. Those of you want to say nasty, deceitful things out of your mouth about that animal that can't defend themselves, it's something coming for you. When I pray on my knees and I pray, and I put it in God's hands on things that, what y'all talk about, what y'all do, oh, it's something coming for you. And you better pray that when it does come, that God shows you mercy in the process. He protects his own, and trust me, the outcome, people, is not going to be good. I know that firsthand from a person who wasn't a Christian, from a person that one day you couldn't even put a Bible in my hands because I would consider you to be a piece of trash. I hated Christians. At one point in my life, I couldn't stand them. I hated them. I thought they were nothing more than slaves at the end of the day. I thought they were nothing more than part of a cult because you couldn't do what you wanted to do. You were controlled. That's how I felt. And I learned a valuable lesson in life. You don't mess with Christians because, again, if you do, there are things out there waiting for you. And they will be awakened and they will come for you. And you better pray that your Lord has mercy on you and will forgive you even in that time and hour when it does come. So, let me tell you a little story real quick. When I was out there running the streets doing what I wanted to do, thinking no one could touch me, I could do this and do that, and I was carrying it at that time. I was carrying, not legitly, but I was carrying. And I had a brother-in-law who was a real serious Christian man. He was married to my sister. So my mom went to church. We lived in a real violent neighborhood, so we had to stay in the house. But you know, I got boys and I want to run the streets. I want to have fun. You know, typical teenager nonsense. So my mother tells me to stay in the house. I'm not staying in the house. I'm all geared. I'm ready to go to this party up in the projects. And my brother-in-law, true Christian man, we didn't get into an argument. All he said to me was, I need you to stay in the house, just order some pizzas, watch a movie, which I should have did, but I didn't. And I got nasty with him. And I told him, I'll shoot you in your freaking face. You don't tell me what to do. I'll go anywhere I want. Oh yeah, I learned that lesson too quick, too fast. So as I got dressed and I was going out the door, because he didn't say anything back to me, he moved to the side, got dressed, moving out the door, walked around the corner. I literally forgot to pick up my gun. I left it right there, upstairs, in my dresser drawer, under my socks. I don't know why, I just didn't pick it up. I didn't check. I thought I had it on me. So as I'm walking around the corner, I see 3 individuals pop up right around the corner. They just, funny thing about it, I couldn't see their faces. Now we weren't under a street light, but I couldn't make out their faces. They had no features, they had nothing. But I do remember that piece of chrome sticking against my forehead because that's all I felt was that cold piece of steel right in the middle of my forehead. And I saw the bullets in the chamber and everything in a revolver. All you had to do was squeeze that trigger and I was gone, that was it. Usually when you wear gear, you can only stay, the rules is you can only stay on your block, that's it. If you walk offside your block, all that jewelry and stuff, you got to tuck it in. Because again, unless you got your boys with you, if you don't, you're on your own, that's what you got to do. If you got your people with you, then you know, you go where you want, you know what I mean? But just make sure you carry something on you, something pops off, you can protect yourself. I had no gun from to reach, but to put my hand down, nothing was there. So the guy told me to give up my stuff. I'm figuring they're gonna kill me anyway, because that's usually mostly what happens. Basically, they'll take your stuff and they'll shoot you anyway, in case of retaliation. So I know it's gonna die right there on the spot. But you know the funny thing about it is, the crazy thing about it is, the only thing I could think about was not my clothing, not my life. The only thing I could think about was what I said to my brother-in-law. That's the only thing I could hear in my head. It's me saying the same thing over and over again by shooting this man in the face, and here I am with 3 people in front of me, and I'm about to die. And that's where I realized I messed up. So, long story short, I pushed the guy because I figured if he's gonna shoot me, he's gonna kill me anyway. I might as well at least try to zigzag. If I get hit in the leg, if I get hit in the shoulder, in the back, maybe I can crawl around the corner and my people were right there waiting for me. You know, something. But when I pushed him and I zigzagged, I was waiting to hear the shot and it never went off. When I got to the corner, all my boys were there. And I told somebody just try to stick me up. Got in the car, we rode all up and down the neighborhood, talked to people. No one ever seen these people before, don't know what they looked like, they didn't even exist. Nothing. The dad had a rage and anger. Wanted to catch these guys, gonna kill them. Yeah, we gonna kill them. I ain't talking about, we're talking kill them. So we looking around for them, couldn't find them. No one, like they act like we was crazy, like we're all hiding, we didn't know where. No, we literally, these guys, no one saw nothing. Even the block they walked up on, it's a crowded neighborhood, North Philadelphia, there's people sitting on the porch, people sitting on it, people smoking, chilling. It's a crowded neighborhood. Someone had to see somebody walk up there, what they was wearing. Nobody saw nothing at all. And it got worse after that because I'm very, at the time, like I said, I'm actually some arrogance in me, but at that time, man, I had all this pride. I wasn't going to go in and apologize to a Christian at the end of the day. That was not going to happen. So every day got worse. I had people walking up to me, want to fight me. People at the end of the day wanted to kill me. I never forgot one time I was sitting out there eating a sandwich and a guy just drove up in the car and looked at me, took his fingers, put it to his head and pushed off. And I'm thinking, what the freak? Like, I don't even know these people. But then every time I walked, when I went back in the house, I knew what I had to do, but I didn't want to do it. Because the devil was telling me, man, don't go and apologize to him. He's a Christian at the end of the day, man. We gonna weaken yourself for that fool at the end of the day. But it got worse every day. So I got tired of it. I wanted to ask for forgiveness. And he was a good man too, he forgave me. And it stopped. All that craziness stopped. The same person I seen in the car drove past like he never even knew me. See, the thing about it is people have to understand that we live in a spiritual world. And what was in that man's body at the time wasn't him. It was a demon staring right back at me. Let me know that I'm coming for you. You're not protected by God at the end of the day. So you belong to me and I'm coming for you. Everything I saw that day when I saw people approaching me that day to try to hurt me or take my life were demons. Letting me know that you're not protected. I don't see no angels around you right now, so I can take your life right now. And the only reason why they couldn't take my life because God was preventing us from doing so. Even though I was out there sinning, carrying on, and getting in trouble, God was sitting there saying, nope, I got plans for you. You'll find me sooner or later. And I did. And I got locked up. That's how I found out. So now I know what I was looking outside. I wasn't looking at a man that was staring back. I was looking at a demon that was staring back at me. Let me know that, yeah, I'm coming for you. And that's the very same demon at the end of the day that I was out there causing ruckus and carrying on and blah, 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 was telling me to do this and do that, and now it's out to kill me. Yeah, y'all keep playing them games. You're going to wake up something, and it's definitely going to come for you. I guarantee you. I got first-hand experience what that's like. Never forgot that as long as I live. Now, again, if you take it as a joke, it's up to you. Knock yourself out. But you keep going on that road, you're going to wake something up. Something definitely going to come for you. And you better pray that God basically is got plans for you, or basically he's watching over you, because if not, if he moves to the side, you're gone. That's the only thing. It was nothing there to stop that man from getting out of his car and shoot me in the head. I'm pretty sure he had a gun in the car. Just about everybody in the neighborhood carried weapons. So it wouldn't stop him from walking out that car and putting a bullet in my chest right there. The only thing that stopped him is that demon could only do but so much, because God had plans for me. That's why. That's why. And now I see it all now. Man, just imagine all that time when I was out there doing all that dirt and carrying on. But God decided, said, you know what, I'm tired of this one. He don't listen, he don't pay attention, he does whatever he wants to do, he threatens my people at the end of the day. Okay, and the devil walks in and out of heaven. Did you know that the devil walks to and fro out of heaven all the time, bidding and asking? And God can sit there and say, you know what, Lucifer, take him. He's doing too much. And God didn't do that. He had a purpose. So I'm glad he had patience at the end of the day. Hopefully he has patience for some of you individuals out there doing things you shouldn't be doing. All right, let me see. We put this one in here. Yep, this is the last one I gotta do. Yes, sirree. Let's see. So let me see what we gotta do today. I'm going down to the store, I'm gonna pick up something. I gotta change all these ounces of quartz. I gotta tighten this up a little better in here. This is the 24. So the 24, I'm curious, I'm sure. This is the 24 for this one. That's the 32. This is under, I know it's near the end. Do we have more in here? Let me see. 24, I'm gonna make sure. And then I go back and back check. Yesterday I was so happy because I got my purpose. You know, purpose means basically that I got what the Lord wants me to do. So the Lord has a purpose for everybody on what he wants them to do for them. When I was in the house, I couldn't go anywhere because I was trapped in the house, and then I was trapped by my own insecurities of basically worrying about whether or not, you know, this disease, COVID, is going to destroy me or kill me or whatever's going to happen. But when it was my time to leave, it was my time to go. My God says, your time to go, it's your time to go. I got something planned for you, things I want you to do. So yesterday, as I was out going over to my mother's house, decided to walk down to her house over there to get some exercise. I saw a man sleeping up near a church on the steps. I took $4 out of my wallet and gave him some money. And that was the end of that. Went about my day. Met some people along the way as I walk. I try to meet people and talk to dogs and stuff like that. Meet new people. And when I came back in the house, I had thought about that person sitting on the steps like that on the church, asleep, covered up the homeless person. And I thought that I could have given them a God Love You track, you know, something to let them know that, you know, that money has a purpose behind it. Maybe they'll follow it, maybe they won't, I don't know. So that's when I thought to myself, when I was sitting in the chair in the next room, that I am going to make some nice, beautiful, inspirational printouts. And as I walk on my journey back and forth to where I go, I can basically pass these out as I go. And that's what I'm gonna do. So I'm blessed because the place that I work for, or the place that I'm doing the job for, is a community center that does a lot of nice things for people. They help the homeless, they help feed people and clothe people, and that's really where I wanted to be at. So that way I get to spread the Lord's word, and on top of that, introduce my technology at the same time. So that's gonna be fantastic. Birds are just great. All right, let me see. We got this at 1 gallon. So we've been here already. This one ready for it. All right. Let me make sure we got everything in here, because I hate to come in here and find out. Let's see. We ran into some technical difficulties. We always run into some technical difficulties. That's what you do. Always run into some technical difficulties. Can you go back in here again? Let's see what we got. Here at 24, we got 24. We get 32. Wow. Wow. Yes, sirree. Actually, next month we start working on tacos paint. Ain't that right? That's right. All his proceeds will go to the SPCA to help out shelter dogs and cats and whatever else is in there. And once we get the end of the year, we can get our 7 or 20 acres. We are going to adopt some shelter animals. Yes, we are on a big farm. So I am going to take 20 acres is what I'm looking for and praying for. We get 20 acres. That's enough room for me and my farm animals, and that is 2 or 3 acres that I'll be donating to this group, this organization, to get inner city kids out into the woods and get them into like fishing and camping and all that good stuff. Might even get a horse stable set up there so that way they can learn about horses. All kids should know about horses. That'll be nice. Let's see what we got here in the 24. Okay, let's see if we have, is it even available? No, it's not available. So we can put it there anyway, it's gonna make a difference. Let's see. There we go. Let's put it right there. Oh, I thought you was up in that window. I was like, what you doing? He's up in that window, Mr. Man. That's done too. All right, cool. I think we got them all. We got them all. Yeah. Let's go to our page here. Refresh. Right there. There's a copyright right there. So we got type of visual material, registration number, application title, and description. Right there. Done. This is where Wix messed up pretty bad. Matter of fact, I gotta find all that paperwork we sent over and print it all up and get that ready. That lawsuit's gonna follow after we finish this one. That's when they were talking to the attorney who helped us file this case. She said, you mean to tell me your copyrights were right there in plain view? I said, yep, right there in plain view. And they saw this? I said, yes, they did. And they still, I said, yes, they did. She said, well, too bad for them. They got sued for a couple $1 million. Right there, copyrights are right there on display. How do you not see that? Yeah, looks messed up. Right there, registration, all the information was sent to them. Oh, yep, right there. That's a couple $1 million lawsuit right there. 3 million. Let me see. All right, all that's finished. That's done. This is done. It's over there. Okay. So that information we have in there, that's a ton of information we have in there for our customers. Let me see. I want to go to check out shipping. Right. Got that new cell phone. That's the shipping. I want to go to contact. I gotta get these set up. So my account's in there. Oh, I love this. That is freaking cool. About us. Oh, we have the music player in here. Oh, I can finally get the music player done in here. I got the classical music in here. I literally forgot how to do this last night. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, because I had a problem with this thing. I'm going to fix this right now. Yeah, tell me about it. I'm going to put this in there right now. This is in my thank you page. Let me see. Where we at? Right. Nope, not there. Not there. Just came out of here. Just in here a few minutes ago. Here we go. I can go fix my about page. Oh wait, contact us. I need the about page. Now we can get rid of this. Shirts. Alright, now we're gonna take this out. I want to change tracks. Actually, I want to delete this unit out altogether. Alright, and give myself another music player. Add all content. Let's see. Video music player is here. Let me see. Where's the mix player? Is it right there? I'm gonna take that right there. Alright, let me see. We did this thing. Wait a minute, go into settings. Settings for here. I definitely want autoplay on. Definitely. Take that off. We don't need that. Design. Let's see. Background. Okay, let's change it to dark, right? Okay, I'll take that. Okay, I like this. This is nice. The camera is nice. I'll take that. Layout. I'll take just the player too. Right there. Let's see. Cover. Show cover. No. We don't need that. Alright. Let's see. My music. Oh, insert the Mozart here right in the door. Yeah. I tried to take it from my list. Yes, right from my list. Perfect. Yes, fantastic. Oh, we got to build ourselves a music list. I'm gonna do that next. I'm gonna build a music list. All right, let me see. I'm supposed to be doing something. I get so addicted to this stuff. I'm gonna install this stuff in. There we go. Shorten it. Oh, we can't shorten it. All right, whatever. I'll take this right here. Let's see. Let's do let's go. There we go. Okay. God is amazing. Through God, all things are possible. Our Christian-based company is based on designing a better, more affordable, and advanced ambient projection black technology screen paints and screens for a better future in home or business theater projection. We give our thanks to our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, for blessing us with amazing technology. Perfect. Over here. All right, let's go over here to refresh. Okay, put the oil in. Oh, we got to switch out. So we have to go from here to switch out. All right, come back in here and then switch in here. Oh, can we change our tracks? All right, let me get some more classical music. Change it from that in there. That's not hard to do. That's actually pretty easy. Once you get it down, once you get past the nightmare section of it all, it's pretty easy. Really not that hard to do. Oh no, that's not what I wanted. Here.
you know we also put that, and that, and that, and that too. Can't forget about that. With that even. New customers get 25% off their first order at visitprint.com. Hyundai Tucson versus Toyota RAV4. Look what Tucson has, and what RAV4 doesn't. Hyundai Tucson wins every time.
Oh shoot. Oh, okay. Let me see. Why are you coming to like All right, I gotta go. I got business to take care of. I'll chat with y'all later.